Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to another segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. The recitation is the 41st Shabad in the Rag Asa, and the author is Mahalla Tija, the third Nanak, Guru Amar Das. And the recitation. Asa Mahalla Tija, Sabad Mua Vichahu Aap Gavai, Satgur Seve Dil na tamaye, Nirbhav Data Sada Man hoye, Sachi Bani Paye Pag koye. Gun Sangrah Vichon Avgun Jaye, Pure Gur Ka Sabad Samaye Rahao. Guna ka gahak hoਵੇ, so gun ਜਾਣੈ, ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਨਾਮ ਵਖਾਣੈ, ਸਾਚੀ ਬਾਣੀ ਸੂਚਾ ਹੋਏ, ਗੁਣ ਤੇ ਨਾਮ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤ ਹੋਏ, ਗੁਣ ਅਮੋਲਕ ਪਾਏ ਨਾ ਜਾਏ, ਮਨ ਨਿਰਮਲ ਸਾਚੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਸਮਾਏ, ਸੇਵੜ ਭਾਗੀ ਜਿਨ ਨਾਮ ਤੇ ਆਇਆ, ਸਦਾ ਗੁਣ ਦਾਤਾ ਮਨੇ ਵਸਾਇਆ, ਜੋ ਗੁਣ ਸੰਗ੍ਰਹਿ ਤਿਨ ਬਲਹਾਰੇ ਜਾਉ, ਦਰ ਸਾਚੇ ਸਾਚੇ ਗੁਣ ਗਾਉ, ਆਪੇ ਦੇਵੈ ਸਹਿਜ ਸੁਭਾਏ, ਨਾਨਕ ਕੀਮਤ ਕਹਿਨ ਨ ਜਾਏ, ਆਪੇ ਦੇਵੈ ਸਹਿਜ ਸੁਭਾਏ, ਨਾਨਕ ਕੀਮਤ ਕਹਿਨ ਨ ਜਾਏ. Become a cynosure, a discerning, appreciative mind of qualities. So the Guru is speaking about the cultivation of what we call virtue or qualities. What that really means is to develop one's talent, God-given talent. And that is related to self-knowledge, to intuitive awareness of what your talents might be. Because you see, the ego that we have, the conditioning that we have, really has no knowledge of its true self, because it is an abstraction that has been given to us by society, by our environment. We've been told whether we are smart or stupid, for example. So the impression or the image that we have of ourselves is really a construct. It's manufactured. We're really not in touch with our real self. So what we need to do is to begin to investigate the true nature of our being beyond the ego, because the ego is simply conditioning. So the Guru says, Sabad Mua Vichahu Aap Gavai. So that is the precondition, is to decenter, to deconstruct the ego self. Vichahu Aap Gavai. Lose yourself, the sense of self. What that simply means is let go of your preconceived notions and ideas, not only about yourself, but about the world. Just let go, deconstruct, and then indenture the mind to the sabad, knowledge. Now, this is innate knowledge that is ultimately within us, but it takes some doing to get there. So, Sabad Mua Vichahu Aap Gavai. Mua is to really lose yourself in the Shabad, in the message of the Guru. And the Guru in Sikhi, the Satgur, is a special insight that is innate to all of us. And it is that insight, that Gnostic insight, if you will, that knowing that we need to tap in order to understand these qualities and self-knowledge. So you have to lose yourself in the Sabad And that will enable you to deconstruct the ego. And then Satguru Seve Tilanatamai. Satguru Seve, apprentice yourself, indenture your mind to the Satguru. Look for it. In other words, use the Sabad to find the Satguru, and you will find that they're really intertwined. So it's a process. Til na tamai. Do it without any preconceived expectations. You see, we do not engage in anything without wanting a return on our investment. And it just does not work that way in the sphere of the spirit. So go in with an open mind, apprentice yourself to the message of the Guru, and when you do that, you will begin to discover the Satgur within you, that special insight. And then Guru Amar Das says, Nirbhav Datta Sada Mana Hoye. You will find that fearless giver is forever within me. Sachi Bani Pai Pag Soe Pag Koe, meaning you're the very few fortunate ones, people who are really blessed and people who are people of destiny, if you will. You know, this is really a matter of, in some sort of inexplicable way, destiny, grace, those who actually apply themselves to this process. So the human psyche has to turn to the Satgur. This is that immutable wisdom that is intrinsic to all of us. And we suffer because our egoic existence is fastened to the flux of worldly existence, which is by its nature self-deceptive. So the Guru says, Gun sangrah vichon avgun jaye, pure gur ka sabad samay. By developing qualities, sangrah is to collect, assimilate, cultivate qualities, avgun jaye. Your shortcomings are removed. So here's a hint. You first have to do some self-analysis to begin to understand yourself better, to be honest with yourself. An honest examination, psychological examination of the self. And then, and only then, will the complete teachings of the Guru begin to root itself within you. And here's the important thing. Guna ka gag hove, so gun jane. So you will not be able to discern these divine qualities unless you become a cynosure of things beautiful. So you see, you have to develop an eye. You have to develop discernment for beautiful things. For that is what these qualities are. They are the inner essence, the best of everything. So seek that, become a cynosure of divine qualities so you can discern them and seek the knowledge of the immortal word from there and purify the ego with perfect knowledge. So replace conditioned knowledge with boundless intuitive awareness. That is not to say you have to discard your intellect or your thought process, meaning the cognitive thought process, but you need to expand it. There is other faculties within you that need to be awakened. The Guru says these qualities are priceless. They are hard to find. Gun amolak paye na jaye. And what do? Again, he repeats. He says, they cleanse the distortions of sense perception, man nirmal, and they open the door to Shabad consciousness, such as Sabad Samay, which is universal consciousness. It's another higher consciousness that you become aware of. As things are, you're totally asleep to it. But through this practice, you become aware of deeper and deeper sources within you. So the Guru says, those who have focused their mind on self-knowledge, they are people of great merit. Sevat Bhagi Jin Naam Te Aaya. And they have achieved mindfulness of the source. They've realized, in other words, that the source of all virtue is within. So the Guru again reiterates, he says, I'm beholden to those who have cultivated virtue. Jo gun sangar hai, tin balihare jaun. In other words, I submit myself to them, for they have reached that threshold. Dar sache, sache gun gao, and they have divine qualities. Ape deve sahaj subhai. At the end, this is a gift that is given spontaneously. It is grace. And says Nanak, because it is grace, the value of these qualities cannot be estimated. कीमत कह ना जाए. On that note, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.